All right. I am just like all of you. I'm heartbroken and just completely devastated for Aiden. You know, this is one of the few rare times where I come in front of this camera and I'm just at a loss for words. I really don't know what to say other than exactly what I just said. I'm devastated and I'm heartbroken. We all are. Thoughts and prayers to him. Yeah, I really don't know what else to say other than that. But, you know, I will say this, though. That one was for Aiden. This ass beating, excuse my language, but seriously, because that's what this was. This ass beating that we just saw, that was for Hutch. That was for Aiden. It's not going to be easy without him. But let's still do something special this year. Let's do it for number 97. I know Dan is going to have his guys ready. AG is going to have his defense ready. Those defensive guys are going to be ready to step up and try to fill that void. Again, it's not going to be easy. It is really hard to replace a guy like that. But if there is any team that I believe can do it, it's this Detroit Lions team. If there is any coach that is going to have his guys ready to respond to this adversity, it's Dan Campbell. Let's still do something special this year, and damn it, let's do it for number 97. Hutch, we love you. Thoughts and prayers for a speedy recovery. Let's do something special this year. Let's do it for Hutch, man. All right, talking about this win. Complete domination. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it other than that. Just complete domination. They didn't forget what happened last year in Dallas. We as fans didn't forget either. The Lions, from the start, you could tell they were angry. They wanted to go out there in Dallas and beat the doors off of this Cowboys team. And that's exactly what they did. Don't talk to me about the players that they were missing, especially on defense. I don't care. The Lions, as they should, they went out there and were ready to destroy the Cowboys. And that's exactly what they did. So proud of this football team. What an effing win today. I mean, I have my notes here. You see all this highlighted stuff? Highlight, that's good. That's good. So much good. Offensively, defensively, even special teams. Shout out to Jake Bates. He had an awesome game today. Just all over the place. A complete, dominant team win. Where do we begin? Do you want to start with the offense or the defense? Let's start with the defense. There's a lot of guys that you could choose to be the player of the game. You could pick a Lee McNeil, and I wouldn't argue with you. He was awesome with 2 sacks today. You could pick Kirby Joseph, who is continuing to be a beast this season. He got another interception in this one. You could pick him, and I completely understand it. Jalen Reeves may even have the forced fumble at the end of the game. Like, there's just so many guys that balled out on that defense today. But for me personally, none stand out more than Brian freaking Branch. He is my defensive player of the game today. You want to talk about someone who is going off to start this 2024 season? Brian Branch. 2 interceptions. That second one, he nearly took it to the house for a pick 6. And he had a forced fumble in this game. It was so good to see Brian Branch back out there today. And it was just awesome to see him ball out the way that he did. It was so awesome to see him ball out the way that he did, like he has so far throughout this entire season thus far. The Lions defense today forced not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers. You know, Aaron Glenn, the defensive staff, and just everybody in general loved this defensive performance, and they have to be loving the way that this defense has played so far in this 2024 season. And again, like I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to be easy losing a guy like Hutch, but this Lions defense knows they're going to need to step up, and I absolutely 100% believe that they're going to. AG, the defensive staff, they're going to have their guys ready. And I 100% believe that this defense is going to step up. What a job by this defense today. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place right now because of the Aiden injury, and there's just a lot on my mind right now as a Lions fan, you know? So I apologize if I seem all over the place in this video, but yeah, just what a freaking job by this defense today. And the offense too. You know, very similarly to the defense, there are a bunch of guys that you could pick as your offensive player of the game. I'm not arguing with you. Me personally, I thought about Monty. Monty's a good choice, but I'm giving it to Jared Goff, who these past 2 games, he has been so good, man. He has been so good, and he was awesome once again today. His final numbers, 18 for 25, 315 passing yards, 3 TDs, no interceptions. What a game for Jared Goff. What a game for this offense in general. You know, I just mentioned Monty. He's a good candidate for offensive player of the game. 80 rushing yards and those 2 rushing touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs had 63 rushing yards in this one too. The Lions as a team rushed for 184 rushing yards in this one. The offensive line, you could tell that first Monty touchdown where they were just moving people on the Dallas defense, you could tell from the start that they were locked in. The offensive line, the Lions run game, phenomenal today, as they always are, phenomenal. Receiving wise, J-Mo, 3 for 76 and a touchdown. And you know, something happened with J-Mo today that I do want to talk about. I loved this. You know, when he had the drop earlier in this game in the first half, that would have been a touchdown. They went right back to him. I love that. That establishes trust, and that establishes, like, you know, hey, put the drop behind you. It's okay. We're going right back to you. And he caught that football, man. Let's go, J-Mo. What a game for him today. Once again, Khalif Raymond had 73 receiving yards. Tim Patrick, shout out to him. This really felt like the coming out game in a way for Tim Patrick. And the broadcast even mentioned it today. You know, he's been battling injuries throughout the past couple of years with Denver. He is now healthy. It looks like he's starting to get more comfortable in this Lions offense. He was fantastic today. Sam Laporta, the flea flicker touchdown. How about that? His final numbers, that 1 catch for 52 yards and that touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, only 4 catches for 37 yards in this one, but he also had that touchdown. And then Jahmyr Gibbs had 28 receiving yards in this one too. Offense, defense, special teams, like I mentioned earlier, Jake Bates, all the way around. A dominant team win for the Detroit Lions today in Dallas. Let's effing go. We're 4-1 on the season now. We just got revenge on the Dallas Cowboys. Let's now go into Minnesota next week for that big game against the undefeated Vikings, who are coming off a bye. Let's hand them their first loss. And let's remind not just them, but the Bears and the Packers too, whose division this still is. Let's remind them and remind everybody who we are. I'm sure there's a lot of people writing off this football team because of the Aiden injury, which it's Aiden Hutchinson. As I've said before, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be really tough to replace him, as we all know. And it's not going to be easy. I'm sure there's a lot of people writing off this football team right now. Let's go prove next week to not write us off just yet. That's all I got for you in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week following the game in Minnesota. Go Lions, baby.